Hello, Bigfoot enthusiasts. Scott here from Squatch America.
And Hannah, domestic goddess, chief cook, and doggy mama outside the paddy wagon. And today we have our fellow Squatch American, Janice Daughtry, with us. Hi.
And we're going to go find a nest, I hope. So,
see ya.
we actually found the site that Janice here, fellow Squatch American, her brother found and 2 years ago, and we found this site. So tell me the story. That was 2 years ago. Your brother found this.
2 years ago. He spends a month up here bow hunting around in this area, and he found it and he sent me a picture, and there's some skull bones and stuff over there, and so I showed it to Scott and Hannah, and we decided it was worth checking out. So we came up here, and there it is.
So we're up here in the spring, 2023, and we just probably just in time for the snow to be gone. And we did find the site. We found the skulls. I was hoping that from the picture there was nothing on there to indicate size for me. So when we found them, I'm pretty sure they're deer. A deer skull, deer radius ulnar, and a deer hip. Oh man, I forgot the real name for it. Anyway, pelvis. We found the deer pelvis, and so we're pretty sure that's a scavenged, because we found it spread around. Pretty sure it's a scavenged by a coyote, because it looks to be a coyote den dug into this tree here. Now, as far as the tree limbs falling, there's some interesting and weird things that don't match up. We found some X's around here. So, but I am not sure if it was natural or squatchy, but this is a very squatchy area.
Definitely.
So,
Yeah. Well, and all the branches none of them are cut, saw cut. They're all snapped or pulled out. And
yeah, and the strange is we found a couple trees that are in this structure that didn't fall on there. They had to be brought over here and put on there because there's no stump for them. So that's interesting. So I'm gonna have to put this under the interesting but not conclusive pile, but kind of squatchy.
Yep.
Okay, we also found a whole elk carcass just over here.
Skeleton.
Well, yeah, it's down to the bones, and there's a couple water holes over here. There's lots of trails going lots of directions out of here, so there's a lot of escape routes to this area.
So this is an area with a lot of wildlife activity.
Yeah, so we're going to
And your camera battery died.
yes, and we can't keep camera batteries working. That's another problem. Yeah, we went through 2 batteries in like 15 minutes, so there's something weird with that. For all you alien people out there, it's Hannah's wearing the alien hat, that's why. So we're going to have to go back and charge some batteries, but I think we're going to walk around the marshes over here and see if we can find some footprints. So
Okay.
here we go. Okay, Bigfooters, here's my hair-brain scheme. We are actually in the Umatilla National Forest in Eastern Oregon. We're actually up here for a couple days checking out a possible Bigfoot nest. So we got in late, so we just threw our camp up next to the road, so don't yell at me. We're actually camping next to the road, but it's okay. The place we're going is way up in the woods behind us over here, but I'm doing a little test to see how well this works. But here's my hair brain scheme. So this is a camera setup that I'm gonna give a shot. I mean, we just kind of got it like set up over here for demonstration purposes. But say I'm Bigfoot and I see this camp over here and I want to go check it out, and I want to hide in the woods and not be seen, Pay no attention to the road. It's not there because we don't usually camp on a road. But, so I'm sneaking up at night towards this camp. And I'm getting close to the camp. And I don't see any IR lights from cameras. I don't see anything like that. But what I do see is the camp. And I sneak up in here. And all of a sudden, boom, from behind me, a light comes on. I spin around. And here's my setup. We have solar powered, basically LED light that's motion sensor that comes on at night. But then I have my trail camera underneath it with the IR light taped over. So as you're walking towards the light or towards this setup, you don't see any light. There's nothing coming out of it. As soon as you pass the motion sensor, the light comes on and the camera takes your video. But it'll be daylight video because it doesn't have to be at night because there's a bright light. So Bigfoot's coming up here. He walks past this. Boom, the light comes on. He turns around. Ah! I got him on video looking at the camera. And then he runs away. Tell me, what do you think? We're going to test it out. You never know. So we're in the wilds in Eastern Oregon. And we come across this. Pretty sure Bigfoot is drinking Coors now. Just saying, there's probably a reason. Actually, I'll go pick that up later and throw it away. Yeah, that's what I said. There's a spot over here. Okay. I'm pretty sure Bigfoot cut this tree down. You can see the claw marks right there. Actually, I don't know why somebody would do this. This is ridiculous. On our night investigation last night, it was cold. It was cold last night. We had to crawl out and my voice is a little... Haven't been using it this morning, so before we went to bed in the tent last night, we walked. I know there's a road, so we walked across. I mean, there's 100 miles of wilderness that way, so we walked across the road and came this way. So we walked over here. And we're gonna walk out. There's a couple little meadows out here. And we got over here. We just barely started. Very close to the road, got over here. And when we got right up through this area, right off in there somewhere, we heard a loud thump. I mean, it shook the ground. And then some crashing through the trees over there. We never did see what it was. I had my night vision and my thermals running, but here's the deal with night vision and thermals. When you have a forest that thick, and you can only see maybe 10 feet, 15 feet into it, well, guess what? Thermals and night vision can only see 10, 15 feet through it also. So there's no magic, make the forest invisible and see things. I mean, sometimes you can see with the thermals through like tall grass and stuff like that, but not dense trees. Because a lot of the trees will still hold heat in them, so they'll show up on the camera and just block out everything. But we heard that loud thump and it headed down through the trees that way. my guess was, because of the sound and how loud and heavy it was probably an elk. Yes, folks, not everything's a Bigfoot, but and sometimes when you jump an elk, like if it's bedded down there and you get close and it's kind of, you kind of spook it because it doesn't know you were there, wasn't paying attention. You walk up on it, they'll jump up, make a loud thumping sound, which kind of stuns you for a minute, that sound, that thump, and then they run off into the forest. So, but imagine being able to just keep walking down through this forest here, and this is an area that had been cleared, you know, had been logged a long time ago, but around the edges of the clearing where they cleared it, it's just thick forest, you can't see through it. So, and there's a lot of, you know, uprooted stumps and cut off trees here. People come up here to do firewood, but they never get too far off the road. Wanted to see this cool tree here, and nope, Bigfoot didn't put it there. There's the stump in the ground where it fell over and died, and went through a few winters to strip it. But we're going to check out this area a little bit this morning before we take off. We're in the deep backwoods of between Pilot Rock, Oregon and Ukiah. This is part of the Blue Mountain Range. And we've been hearing a lot of thumping in the middle of the night. Kind of sounds like a motor running. You know, it starts off and goes do 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 do. Kind of an eerie sound in the middle of the night. You're like, what was that? Sounds like somebody trying to start their generator and it won't start. But actually those are grouse. And it's early spring and the grouse are looking for a mate, and that's how they attract each other. They take their wings and thump them on logs to make a drumming sound to say, hey, I'm over here and I'm looking for love. So that's something to pay attention to, and no, it's not a squatch beating on a tree. But we do get those once in a while, but not this trip. And plus, this is Memorial Day weekend, and yesterday was Friday night, and holy crud, there's a bunch of people coming up here. It's that first camping weekend of the year. So the squatching's going to go to crap now for a while. So, but we got to find some areas that there aren't people. So I'm working on that. Actually, I know a lot of places there are no people. So you just got to backpack a little bit to get to them. But this was the extent of our night investigation last night. Was this? I got some thermal video and some infrared that we took while we were walking out here. Didn't see anything, and that's squatching.
Hey, well, so that's it. We are at the end of our squatching trip in an undisclosed location here in Eastern Oregon. So until the next time we see you, remember that our job is to investigate the unexplained.
Not to explain the uninvestigated.
So until we see you again, you keep watching.
And we'll keep squatching.
Go find Bigfoot.
Bye.
Bye.